So is the round pen a curse or a blessing? Our answer to that question relies upon whether we see this round pen as simply a tool or method in reaching the heart of the horse, or the end in itself. In a day of the popularized round pen, many a horse is being terrorized, and yet in the hands of a skillful trainer, this is a wise and invaluable tool to capture his heart and motivation. In an unparalleled event, we're going to train the horse and rider for the first time for each of them, as I stand mounted on the outside of the arena, giving instruction to both. Now, I'm not interested in just the horse going through today, but what we want to do is how do we get the horse to really change and have lasting, significant change? In order to effectively change any horse or any person, you have to change more than their behavior. You have to change their belief system. That means they have to go through a crisis by which their old beliefs are reckoned as useless or unfruitful, and that they begin to pattern themselves after a new belief or a new foundation of truth. Because if we're going to change and have lasting change, our belief system has to change on the inside. If a horse believes that the trainer or a human is mean, they'll always be afraid, even if you get him to submit for a period of time. But if the horse begins to believe that the trainer is wise and careful and protecting of him, then the horse will begin to generate that response with his own body. And he's going to flag that a little bit. Now, there's a couple things you might understand there. See, and just move the horse. Now, we want the horse just to continue to move. We want him to turn around, and we're not trying to wear him out. We're just going to look at the hip of the horse and move him and stay basically in the center of the circle, not get ahead of our horse, but begin to move. If the horse goes to slow down, now I'm going to tell you all ahead of time that when I go to yelling at Donnie, I'm not mad at him. I may get mad, but I'm not mad at him. I'm just telling him how intense he needs to be. For example, get after him right there, and I'm going to tell him to keep going. And I'm going to yell to Donnie to get stronger and stronger by my voice. Now, again, we're just moving him. So this is an easy part. The horse is going into the second stage where he's been self-satisfied. Now he's being stirred. So let's say we've gone to day 2. And in day 2, we might need that flag, but we probably wouldn't. If we'd be better with our hands and we could just use our hands and get the horse to respond with our hands, that'd be a good warm-up for the horse. Now we're going to walk out to the center of this arena. No, walk out to the center of the arena. Let the horse chase you around. And we're going to show him this big black booger right there. Okay. And this coat's been exposed to maybe some things that might normally alarm a horse. It's good to work with a horse that's not overwhelmingly frightened by everything. Let him sniff it a little bit and rub him on the neck a little bit. And remember always that they can strike at these things because these are new, and some horses have a defense mechanism of using their front feet, and that's probably the most dangerous way of getting knocked in the knees or the legs or in the chest or whatever the case may be. And watch your horse's signals for confidence. This horse is nuzzling Donnie. He's looking at him, and he's wanting to back up, so walk away, Donnie. Walk away. Hang up your blanket and get a rope. This time put some gloves on. I'd always encourage you to put a rope on or put gloves on when you're working with a rope, especially in this kind of a crisis. Also, not to wear spurs when you're working with a rope in a round pen situation like this, because you sure enough might get yourself hooked up on a spur or whatever, because you don't have time to replan things. Again, we're not wanting to sack him out with every object that comes along, but we're wanting to prepare him for this rope. We're going to take this rope very short, and we're going to wrap it all around his body, and he is going to blow a fit. Why do we do that? Because it's one thing to follow the master when the master loves you, pets on you, and treats you nice. And that's what Donnie's been doing. He has been trying to build a foundation in this coach's belief system that he's good and he's a rewarder. But you know what? It's one thing to believe him during good times. It's another thing to believe him under a crisis. Just pull it tight. Pull it tight. Yee-haw. Pull it tight. Pull it tight. Pull it tight. Don't coil that rope around your hand. Yee-haw. You got yourself a buckaroo. But pull it tight. Keep it tight. Well, you ought to hop on and go for a ride, Donnie. Keep that right hand over in the pommel. Don't step up when he's moving. But when he's quiet, hold him. Good. Step right up on. Very good. Don't get in half positions. Either stay in that position where you can get off quickly, and if he's moving, just step back off. Okay? Or step right on over on him. Okay? Sit down. Good. Quiet. Put your foot in your right stirrup so you have stirrups all the time. You get off either side, and you can't hold him really. So now just wiggle a little bit and prepare to step off on the off side. Your lead rope's going to be on this side, so take your load. Now rub the horse in the left rump. The left rump. The other left. That's all right. You're up there. No. Yeah, good. That's fine. Okay. And that's where your foot's going to maybe connect with him as you go off. So you don't want to just suddenly bump him. Wiggle your stirrups a little bit and step off on the off side. Very good. Step off and walk away again, and ask your horse if he wants to do something more. Good. If he takes small steps, that's fine. He's going to get his sea legs here before long, and he's going to start learning how to be a servant. You're never going to be a good servant until you're willing to just do foolish little steps and take initiative in areas you thought that you aren't competent in. And that's exactly what we're asking this colt. Now turn him to the left.